to be peaceful ambassadors to these civilizations, right? And they took it, and back some years ago, before Mr. Barber was involved, began programs using electronics and drugs and other techniques to get these what are called P3 operators, these psionic operators, to be able to use consciousness to interface with the trans-dimensional electronic systems that are part of the guidance and control systems of these non-human spacecraft. And they succeeded. Now, he has told me, and others have told me, most people in those programs end up being killed or dying because of the rigor of it, or end up in a coma. But the ones that survive can be very, very accurate. But what they're doing, they're using a consciousness matter interface, sort of like a supercharged version of what Elon Musk wants to do with Neuralink, but through non-locality of consciousness, through the consciousness field, which has been very well documented and proven. If you don't know about that, go after this podcast to see Close Encounters of the Fifth Kind, the movie, because it's on YouTube and elsewhere, and it'll blow your mind. So those programs, instead of using that technology, let's call it consciousness technology interface sciences, for peaceful contact, which is what Close Encounters of the Fifth Kind are doing, it's been used as a weapon system. It's 180 degrees opposite of what we're doing. Now, the good news is, because this is getting confirmed now by some special forces gentlemen, what we'll then do is advise, all right, this is what's possible, but instead of doing it to capture these craft, or as they say, summon them, we don't summon ET craft or NHI craft, we invite them. It's a diplomatic protocol. It's not a forced military invasive effort. So the consciousness behind it is totally 180 degrees different from these programs that have been used to capture these craft and bring them down, take control. Basically, you're hijacking the control systems of these craft, bringing them within range, and then hitting them with an electromagnetic pulse weapon.
So Stargate isn't just simple operations like remote viewing. You know, these classified operations, then stuff that were declassified. Nor is it just an AI system that's simple that Trump is talking about. These are some of the most highly classified operations that exist. This is connected to Roswell. The reason why the Roswell incident happened, it wasn't by some mistake. It's actually almost like entrapment, a way of these people who are using these C5 operations, remote viewing, like Jake Barber, these whistleblowers, you know, he's from the military. But he's telling you about these operations, UAP retrieval programs, UFO retrieval programs, advanced technology retrieval programs that the United States, the Pentagon, is part of. These operations are subconscious and very high conscious operations of remote viewers. These people are making contact from different dimensions, different parts of the universes, and inside the earth. When people think about aliens, a lot of people have an idea that's already been placed by television, by the books they read, that they're all intelligent beings, they're super intelligent, or else they're evil, just simple, just evil. A lot of these aliens, there's, say, trillions of them, upon trillions of them, different dimensions, different universes, our universe, the Milky Way, now interdimensions. These aliens, a lot of them are almost like humans. They make a lot of their own mistakes. They're also learning about themselves. These different forms of aliens, some of them, they're only workers. They're exploring. But a lot of these aliens, some of them are malevolent. They're very peaceful. They don't have the idea that humans are evil. They don't have the idea that somebody can trick them. They don't have the idea that somebody could be so mean and so cruel and so evil to be killing. They don't have that idea. Just like how humans are, the way humans can get tricked into a pandemic, get tricked into taking these killer vaccines, get tricked into believing in a government system, get tricked into believing these false journalists around the world. They can't understand that there is a society of elites that control the world, that kill humans, that's connected to the darkest operations of human trafficking, and then even darker rituals into adrenal. Humans can't fathom this. The reason why humans can't fathom this is because almost all humans are born with love. They're born from a place of infinite divine love. So when a human is born, they almost have this already trust, to trust in the world around them, to have this beautiful trust of how their families raised them. But as they grow older, humans, they change. Their ego comes alive and they change. So a lot of these aliens, they come from different dimensions, different universes. They come from different backgrounds of where they are born with trust. They're born in this beautiful infinite knowledge of peace, a lot of them. So these military operations that are dating back to the early 1900s, they're making contact with these aliens through the consciousness, through vibrations of the DNA, through the spirit. People call these remote viewing. These are part of the CE5 operations. There's many other operations like Stargate. There's a bunch of these operations. So what they were doing back with Roswell is they had all these operations there, and they were making contact, and they were lying to the aliens, and they were inviting them. They were telling them, come on in. There's a beautiful place that's made for you. Whatever you're looking for, we have it. That energy source that you're looking for, it's here. They were using these manipulation operations to reach out to some of these aliens, these civilizations that have trust. And when they come in, that's when they were using these weapons, the radars that were being created, that can track the military or flights. Those radars, they can be switched over to being these different particle weapons. Some of them are EMPs, electric magnetic pulse weapons. So these certain weapons that are directed weapons that they were using with these different radar systems, the military was using them. After these aircrafts came in, then they were shooting them down. With the Roswell crash, that was a real event. The United States government admitted it. The United States military admitted it. And then a day later, it was retracted, and then it was changed. But a lot of those people came forward later on as they became older, and they began to tell the truth of how everything was a cover-up, of where the UFOs and the UAPs went. But Roswell wasn't the only incident. There was other places around the region just a couple of days later, other UFOs that were brought down with these different weapons, with these different programs of the human consciousness connecting to these alien consciousness, different dimensions through our universe and underneath the earth. And they're after these UFOs because of the technology. They're after these UFOs because they want that power system. And all of this knowledge comes from the deep state. The deep state has been moving through these dark operations for a long time, through satanic operations, with the energy that they've been getting from the Middle East, the energy that's coming from underneath the Vatican, the energy that's coming from different places around the world that the deep state took control of through these different operations, through religion operations, through these wars of the spiritual wars that they created through Europe, different places. And that's how you have the Nazis, that's how you have the scientists. That's why Hitler was obsessed with what was going on in Antarctica. He was obsessed with aliens. And that's why he went down to Antarctica. That's why he had people go down there. They were getting information, and they were already creating technology to build super weapons. They were already getting technology of how to control atoms, how to use energy, how to bring it out of different parts, out of fusion, out of plasma energy. They were already studying all of this stuff. That's why the United States had Project Paperclip to bring over those scientists to capture those operations. At the same time, in the United States, a lot of these people were old German families that I keep telling you about, how the Rockefellers, they changed their lineage, they changed their ancestry, and they're saying they're an American-born family, but they came off the same family as the Rothschilds. They come from the same regions in South Germany. So these operations of Project Paperclip, they brought those scientists over. And then later on, I explained to you how Alan Dulles, how General Patton, they brought over UFOs and technology into Texas. And then some of those different technologies, they took them up to New York City's different places to be studied. Now, we're going back to Project Stargate. These Stargate operations are very powerful operations. The human conscious minds, these programs, is connected to talking with ET entities. That's the reason why you have some of these UAPs, the intelligence inside of it, these aliens, they control these. They don't control it with the steering wheel, with their hand. They control it consciously. They're directly connected consciously with mind control to these UAPs. At the highest levels of classified operations underneath Dulce Base, this is also how they have a lot of technology where the military, the deep state military, is working with conscious mind, that they control computer systems in different places underneath Kirtland Air Force Base, far deep underneath the Pentagon, underneath the huge gigantic system that's under there. They use consciousness to control computers. They speak with different technologies. It's really like the sci-fi stuff that you see. So these operations of the spider web, different places around the world, humans are connected to a consciousness, very intelligent computer systems, advanced technology systems, and they work with it. Now, what's going on with Denali or Mount Hayes up in Alaska? It's one of the most biggest bases, but it's also one of the most benevolent, the most sacred. The aliens that live under there, they have a huge, gigantic system of a wormhole that goes through the earth, and it connects to these different places. And I'm telling you, there was a war for a long time as the deep state operations that was working with the aliens, they've been taking over different parts of the world. Well, the real truth is these are alien wars. It's almost like Star Wars. There's a fight for the human consciousness. There's a fight for your DNA. That's the reason why number 17 in one of the last drop was telling you there's a fight for your DNA. There's a fight for your consciousness. When we're talking about these aliens, different dimensions, different beings, some of them are scared of human beings. They're very afraid because your consciousness is affecting their reality, so they stay away. They're really sensitive to the energy that humans put out, that vibration. Other evil energies, they love this energy. There are some people who are trying to control that energy. There's a fight for this consciousness of the human energy, because that human energy is also connected to the highest source of divinity of the God creation, the most ultimate source of the God creation. So there is a war for this divine energy at the highest levels. This is what the fallen angels, these are what the dark spirits want. These are what dark aliens, the darker side of them who are, malevolent, the evil ones, they want control of this. And then it's also connected to controlling humans, controlling that subconscious flow of humans, because one human, their mind that can rise to a level of power, faith, love, compassion, that energy is also affecting different dimensions. That vibration is surpassing the speed of light. It reaches into different dimensions across the universe. It's a conscious flow. Not only on the earth is it a great awakening, but it's a united awakening across a whole universe. That vibration is moving, that conscious love. So the darkness, it wants to take control of that. That's what the war is over, of good and bad that live through anger, hate, greed, that also exists among aliens, of jealousy, that want full control of a different race. They want full control of their technology. They want full control of their societies, control of what the light is, control of what the darkness is. So there's a huge war. So these different bases around the world, these old different ancient technologies that's hidden underneath different parts of the planet, they're all connected in a spider web over to Mount Hayes, which is connected also to Mount McKinley, and that's why Trump is talking about it. There was a huge division between all of these spider webs, these different bases, different aliens working with the good people, working with the bad people, the deep state, the cabal systems. Their technology is connected to the consciousness of the people who control it. It's also connected to the alien consciousness, and it's connected to different consciousnesses that go throughout the whole universe, and then also interdimensions. Now, when Trump gave the comms of renaming Mount McKinley, that base was captured. The deep state military that was using Mount McKinley to attack one of the biggest benevolent bases on Earth over at Mount Hayes, that powerful computer system of the Stargate that reaches into different dimensions, that powerful spider web. Now all of that has reconnected over to the dark operations. The dark operations that was trying to capture the good operations. There's a powerful force that is behind Trump that is capturing all the bases around the world. These underground wars, the fight to capture each other's bases, there has been a technology that was discovered in 2012 into 2014. And this powerful benevolent energy that was helping behind the 17 operations connected to the military intelligent operations, connected to Stargate operations. These operations of the good forces, the white hats, are using subconscious powerful weapons with also these supercomputers, and they have taken over the other operations on Earth. Now this is going to capture all the operations, and that's why Trump was giving comms to the deep state. That's why Trump was talking about Alaska, about Mount McKinley. Now that's why Trump is talking about Stargate, the AI operations. These AI operations of Stargate is connected to white hats, controlling all the other deep state operations of their advanced technology that they're hiding. Trump is taking control. The military behind him is taking control. The white hats of aliens across the universe are subconsciously taking control of the deep state operations and their supercomputers, their quantum computers, computer systems are coming under the control of the spider web that is now controlling everything, and all the operations are coming back into one slowly. So there's a lot of operations that you're not aware of what Stargate really is. So we're coming into the golden era, which is also the golden era of knowledge, and it's also connected to the plasma energy, and then also to the plasma that's inside the human body, that's connected to a certain gold mineral inside of your body, that is also connected to the most miraculous things of time travel, how the spirit is created through birth, how the heart is a vortex connected to the mind. There's a lot that you're going to learn. There's a lot of things that's going to come out, technology that we're heading into, that Trump is going to release, the military is going to release, that's connected to Musk. It's going to be connected to these huge, gigantic operations. So this is just to give you a little insight of what Stargate is. It's much bigger than you can even imagine what's happening. These are the calms of Stargate. It's only the beginning of the stuff you're going to learn.